Everyone, it's Electra. Let's talk about how to make a revolutionary, radical, possible considered leftist revolution in a country palatable for the general populace that considers themselves very conservative. I.e., how did Lincoln do this in 1860? The Republicans were known as radicals. They were called Black Republicans, especially by most Southerners or Democrats in the North. And they were perceived as very radical, and some of them were, especially the true blue abolitionists from the New England region, especially, were very much anti-slavery due to moral concerns. The vast majority of the northern population was not anti-slavery, at least not on moral grounds. It was more based on racism and the idea that if slavery ended, we could then send them all back to Africa. That was what the average northern person thought about slavery in places like Illinois or like Indiana, the places that had more southern connections and people that had possible roots in southern states at that time. So in other words, when Lincoln came to win the presidency in 1860, he had to bridge this very conservative group with this very far, like today would be called for sure, radical leftists and the abolitionists, and these were all considered Republicans. The radical Republicans were the abolitionists, but really, I mean, the whole party was pretty radical overall. So how do we do this now? What can we learn from this? Basically, if anything is going to get accepted by the, let's say, a critical mass of the general population and possibly move forward, it's going to have to be cloaked in conservatism. This is what Lincoln did. Lincoln was very much anti-slavery on moral grounds. He was smeared as an abolitionist by Democrats and Southern slaveholders, even though there was really not much proof of that other than a few speeches he made earlier in his career. And in other words, he was not a radical Republican at all. He was a very conservative Republican, all things considered, especially, I mean, he had to be, being from Illinois at that time. Illinois was especially Southern Illinois, it was very Democratic, which was very pro-South, sympathizing with the South on slavery issues. So he had to cloak the radicalism of being anti-slavery with the idea of renewing democracy from the Northern people's perspective, where they felt abused and unheard for decades because of a small Southern minority ruling the whole country. And that's what the situation we're in now with oligarchs.